Today, I'm pleased to welcome Wangui, founder of BitBiashara in Kenya, to the podcast. Welcome to the Bitcoin Edge.
Thank you so much for having me, Paula.
Well, I'm really excited to talk to somebody from Kenya and tell us a little bit about yourself. Where were you born?
Okay. My name is Wangui, as you mentioned, and I am a Kenyan, born in Kenya and raised in Kenya. I grew up in a very small village called Geshera in Nyeri County. But after I grew up, I moved to Nairobi, of course, to look for greener pastures. And I can say that over the years, I have lived in Nairobi and I have become like a city girl, I am a mother of 4. I live in Nairobi here with them and their dad. And I thank God for where we are.
Yeah, it's always good to be grateful, right? And you have a wonderful family. I'm interested how you found Bitcoin.
Yeah, it's funny that I heard about Bitcoin back in 2011. Somebody mentioned Bitcoin, but as a village girl who had just come to the city, I felt like this person wanted to call me. I had just come to the city. I was looking to make my way, and then somebody just brings something out of the blues. I was like, I have a goal. I am focusing. I have a goal. I have to make it. I have to help my parents back home. So I said, no. I didn't even look at it. And funny thing, in my growing up, I grew up in a place where there was not much technology. I grew up without a TV, without even a radio, So most of these things, I didn't know much about money, news, all those things. And then at the time, I wasn't even able to go to college. So I was just trying to make my way so that I can be able to go to college and at least understand more. So when this person came and mentioned Bitcoin, I was like, I have a goal. I have a goal. So I blashed it off. Hiya. Okay. Over the years, I got married, blah, blah, blah. And then in 2016, when I have 2 kids already, someone sat me down and mentioned Bitcoin again. I was like, I am a mother. Don't bother me with all these scam projects. I can't afford, So I did not even look at it. But at some point, when I log into my laptop and I'm just browsing through, I could see something Bitcoin. But I try to read it, I can't understand it. I would say, these people just want to call me, And I went on with my life. Come 2021, at the very tail end of 2021, around October, November, the company I was working in was like changing ownership. And we weren't sure if the new owner is going to take us into working for him. So basically, it's like we were rendered jobless. So we were in the office. We were just like the 5 of us in the sales department remaining. And we started talking about, now, if they don't pick us, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? Are you going to back into the job market? I was like, I don't know. Because I had a side hustle that was doing so well. I was doing a grocery shop. It was doing so well. So I was like, I think I'll just concentrate on my grocery shop. And some guy said, I think I'm going to concentrate on Bitcoin. Bitcoin? Yes, at that time somebody has mentioned it. I asked him, please, Peter, tell me more. Now, this guy was not a Bitcoiner, but he was a crypto enthusiast. So, he was telling me about crypto, and I could not understand nothing. But something clicked in my mind. I went back home. I had time, since we don't have much work at work. I had time. I started looking into this Bitcoin and to crypto and all this stuff. And I can tell you, I lost a lot of money. Because they will say, I don't know, we are buying this. I will go and put in some money. I lost a lot of money. And I started joining communities that are talking about crypto, blah, blah, blah. I went to meetups. I'm not understanding nothing. All these events, they're just male-dominated events. But I'm there. I want to understand. I believe in myself. This thing now, I have interest. Then one day, I met someone came into one of the meetup called Marcel Roraine. You must have heard of her from Bitcoin Dada. So she was there. She had just finished her first cohort, and she was there like just to try to pitch for some more ladies. And she spoke and she talked about how she's educating women on Bitcoin. And I was like, this is it. I did not even take her contact. You know what I did? I started stalking her. I went to all her socials. I stalked her from day one. On Twitter, everything she posted, I started looking into it. And then she announced her next class. I was among the first. And Marcel made me now make a choice of, it's not crypto, it's Bitcoin. You get? The way she educated us, she did it to us to understand the difference between crypto and Bitcoin. That Bitcoin, it's not all about making money, it's more than that. She educated us like we are little kids. And I fell in love with Bitcoin. And I graduated later in 2022. And I was so happy. I'm from cohort 2. I'm still in the community. But then she kept pushing us into, now that you know about Bitcoin, what are you doing about it? Now that you know about this, yes, you're stacking sats, but are you doing anything in the community? Well, you know, and that thing gave me a lot of headache because I was like, now what can I do? You know, now what can I do? And she started now showing us how you can integrate your career into building something in the Bitcoin space, because that is the way she would have helped us. Just educating us and leaving it there is not even helping the whole community. You get? Because in as much as you are stacking sats, we also need to preach the gospel. So as a business person, I told you I had a grocery store. As a business person, I decided now I have to look for a way to integrate this thing into my work. And the first thing I came up with was Bitcoin question and answers. BitBiashara was formerly Bitcoin Q&A. I was like, there's so much misconception out there. Like when I talk about Bitcoin, people are like, you want to con us. So I wanted to like demystify those false information, debunk those myths. That was my whole idea. And within 1 month, I started getting followers because of just posting things off. I was like, I need to get serious with this thing. You know, I need to get serious with this thing. But I need a better name. I need a more unique name now. I started thinking hard. There's somebody who called me all the way from South Africa. He asked me to give him a call sometime so that we can discuss. And he was very impressed that I have decided to do this. So, Kogatso from Machankura, the founder of Machankura. So he called me all the way from South Africa. We had a discussion and he advised me, he told me, don't fear even getting a weird name. People will get used to it. If you have a goal, people will get used to it. Don't get a common name. So I started thinking wide and hard, and I came up with Bitcoin Biashara. BitBiashara. That is how BitBiashara was born.
I think that's a beautiful name.
Yeah.
Beautiful. So tell us, what does BitBiashara do?
So basically what we do, I realized that as a business person myself, I'm not a wholesaler. I am just a middleman in between wholesaler and the retailer. And as the middle person, if I'm using Bitcoin alone, I'm not helping myself. I need to orange pill my supplier and my consumer so that at least we can have a Bitcoin circular economy. And if that can happen, we can never even touch fiat, which is the goal. So that is why now I decided that I am going to start educating these people. And it was not easy. And it is not easy. It's been a journey. We are 1 year old, and it has taken me so long to like grow a community. Number one, because since 2021 that my job ended, I have been in the house, and people around me mostly think that I am posting this because I am no longer in the job market like I was. You get? It's be out of desperation that I'm in the Bitcoin space. My friends stopped inviting me even in events because every time I go there, I talk about Bitcoin. So and that really affected me, because when you're building something and you have negative energy all around you, you don't go far. You have to really be strong. And it took me so long to realize that I'm all alone in this, so let me just do what I must do. So what I do, I try to build a community around business people, people who own business. I teach them about Bitcoin. I have a course that I have structured over time. I teach them about Bitcoin, Bitcoin basics, and how well they can integrate it into their business, and why they should do so, and the benefits of doing so. After that, I will go and onboard them at their shops and open a wallet address and brand their shops. Before, I was doing it alone, but right now we are a team of 5. I have volunteers who have joined me, volunteers that I have met online. I didn't even know them. Some of them, they just text me the way you texted me. You know, that is why I love the Bitcoin space. The Bitcoin space is so welcoming that people will just notice you out of the work that you are doing. Like the guy who was doing my website, he found me on LinkedIn and just inboxed me and told me, I have been following you and I have realized that you don't have a website. May I volunteer to design one for you? I was like, thank you.
Wow.
So, yeah, the Bitcoin space is awesome and it's amazing, and I am loving it here.
Well, I'm so glad you brought up that, because the journey can be lonely. And if we try to go for the people in our lives, it is tough. I have posted some things on Facebook with my friends, and nobody out of 1,000 plus people are interested. So I go with the Bitcoin community who are interested, and I only talk to the people who are interested now. Tell us a little bit more about Kenya. Is inflation bad there? How are things going in Kenya?
Yeah, inflation is very bad because number one, you know where we are as in terms of debts. Our authorities are taking debts after debts after debts, and there are debts that we are unable to pay. And it pains me so much to imagine that these are debts that they are going to be paid by my children and my children's children. That even my unborn child and my unborn grandchild is owing this country. How cruel is that? It's so sad. I have a girl that is in my house. My cousin is in my house. She's a high schooler. So she just closed school and came to my house. And as we were just talking, she mentioned something like they are paying a debt that was collected for the school in 2018. 2018, she was not in that school. She just joined 2 years ago. Actually, not 2 years ago. Last year, January, that is when she joined. But she is supposed, the parents are supposed to pay even the debts of 2018. How cruel is that? What is wrong with this system?
No,
what is wrong with people?
Our whole system is a debt-based system, and yet so many people don't even see the problem.
That's the problem. People don't see the problem. But I have looked at people and I have realized the reason people don't see the problem, they are too busy chasing the wind, and they don't know it is the wind they are chasing. Sometimes I just sit on top of a building and look down on the people that are on the streets. Everyone is rushing somewhere. Everyone is busy on one goal, looking for money. Looking for money, you know. And if you tell them that this money they are looking for, they will never get it. Because as you're about to reach your goal, someone just comes and inflates it. You know. you will never reach that goal. But if you join the Bitcoin space and you realize that if only you can earn the correct money, you relax. Because this money is not even inflating, it is actually appreciating as your money inflates, So it is very bad here, very, very bad. When I was growing up, I remember my grandmother used to give me 50 shillings, 50 Kenya shillings. I could buy bread, sugar, and a bar of soap and still get 5 shillings to go back as change. But right now, that 50 shilling can't even buy me a packet of milk. That 50 shilling can't buy me even bread to eat. The bread we used to buy then was 500 grams. Right now, the bread we buy is 400 grams. You get? It is so bad, and people don't see. Okay, and I don't blame them. I also didn't see it until I came into the Bitcoin space, until I learned about money. People use money that they don't know what it is. And that's why I have so much faith that people will still use Bitcoin, even though they don't know what it is. Someday it's going to happen. Someday hyper Bitcoinization will happen.
Yes, I believe so too, because these problems are going to continue. And the more pain that people get in, the more they're going to look for a better way. Anyway, that's my hope, because like that, what you said is such a beautiful way to put it. People are too busy chasing the wind. And what that really means is our money is broken. We're not taught about it in school, and nobody really sees it, and that's for a good reason. None of us are taught about it. Did you learn all your money lessons once you came to Bitcoin, or did you have an idea before Bitcoin that something was wrong
I
with the
never
money?
knew what is money. I was the most innocent person in this life. I had bank accounts all over. I had circles. I had, everything. Name it. Because I really had trust. I had trust on the government. But when I started looking into Bitcoin, is when I realized it's a lie. It's an illusion. Can never be. That's why you're working harder every single time. And your salary never grows. It's bad.
Yeah, and certainly not enough to keep up with inflation.
Imagine.
So how has Bitcoin changed you?
Bitcoin has changed me a lot. Number one, it has given me a lot of confidence. Number two, it has made me wiser because I now make better money decisions. Number three, it has made me think about my future generations so much, because one of the things I want to do for my children is to make sure they don't go through black tax. I have seen people living just working for the black tax alone. You have a job, you're getting paid well, but you can never do anything because there's black tax waiting for you. Your parents are relying 100% on you. And why is this so? Because when they were working, they were getting their retirement in fiat. But by the time they get that money, it is less, cannot do anything at all. So I realized if only I can exempt my kids from black tax, I can enable them to live their full life, even when they grow up, without thinking about me. I may not even be gathering enough to live for them or a generational wealth, but at least I will exempt them from that black tax. If I can have enough for my retirement, then I'm satisfied.
Tell us a little bit more about what exactly is black tax.
Black tax is where children are obligated to take care of their parents and their parents' younger children. Because maybe you grew up and you have siblings that are way younger than you, and you were obligated to take care of them because maybe your parents have now retired and they are not able, but you have to do it. People suffer so much. They suffer so much. You have a job, but you can do nothing because you have so much responsibilities back home. That is what is happening in Kenya.
And is that part of the African culture?
Yeah, you have to. They are your parents. It's your responsibility as an older child.
Yeah, well, it's wonderful to care about your family, but to have this obligation in fiat money makes no sense. So
It
you are
makes no
now,
sense.
you are educating your children about Bitcoin and about sound money.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. They talk about Bitcoin all the time. If they see me, I have my laptop. They will just tell me, "Mom, you are talking about Bitcoin again." I say yes. I ask them, "What is Bitcoin?" I ask them, yeah,
Decentralized money. They
yeah.
probably have a better answer than me.
They do. They do. They will tell you it's the money that will make mommy rich, very rich.
I love that. The money that will make mommy rich.
Mm.
It's true because it gives you time freedom too. And that's what we need so that we can all pursue what we want. Because, like you mentioned, you were in a job and all of a sudden they let go people. What do you do? Luckily, you're an entrepreneur, so you had
Yeah.
an
Mm.
idea. But even just getting people to save in Bitcoin is a start.
What I've realized is that when you first talk about Bitcoin to people, even people that are interested, they don't start saving immediately. But what I usually say is, I have planted the seeds, I have told you what it is, and it is up to you. You have to meet me halfway. I have educated you. Now it's up to you. Go do your research and find out whether what I was talking about is the correct thing. Because in as much as I'm teaching you, you never know if I'm lying. You have to do your own research as well. You can't just wait for someone to just cook food and give it to you and even swallow it for you. You have to eat it, and you have to want to eat it. And once you want to eat it, then that is when now you start buying Bitcoin, or even looking for a job in the Bitcoin space, or even integrating it into your business so that you can start earning in SAT. But I can't do that for you.
Yeah, I like the way you put that. Trust but verify. You
Yeah,
know me, you can trust me a little bit, but go and verify it.
yeah, you need to.
So, why do you think more Kenyans don't adopt Bitcoin?
They are too busy.
Yeah, you said that. They're too busy trying to make money right now.
Kenyans are too busy. If you just go to Nairobi CBD and just go to a top building and just look down, you will realize what I'm talking about. People are in a hurry, hitting each other on the shoulders, walking very fast, and everyone is just looking for money. And you are like, Jesus, this is chaos. Chaos. So that is number one. Number two, Kenyans don't trust easily and they don't want to put in the work of finding out. Number three, they don't even have the money. They may know about Bitcoin, they may have heard about it, but they don't even have the money, and they don't know that you should. It's not about that large amount of money. You can start even with 100 sats. If you save 100 sats every day, in 10 days it's 1,000 sats. In 30 days is, that's how it goes. But whenever people hear that you talk about Bitcoin, they think you have so much money. They'll be looking at you like, wow, you have Bitcoin. They don't even know. Maybe I have just 100,000 sats stuck somewhere that I want to go back to in 10 years. You never know. So people think that for you to have Bitcoin, you have to have a lot of money. That is one of the things I keep telling people in my community. You don't have to start with a lot of money. Just start small. Save even 100 sats a day. How much is that? It's like 10 bob. What if tomorrow Bitcoin goes to a price where 1 sat is $1? That's $100 that you kept away every day. You get, and it will get there eventually because they are still printing money. It will get there. So it is to our advantage.
Yes. As people start saving, now they have something invested and Bitcoin goes up, they might start doing the work and looking into what it is and then keep saving, build enough amount where we don't have problems with the UTXOs, right? Because
Yeah.
that is a little problem in the beginning, but as the amount builds, and there's the Lightning Network, right?
Yes, that is, you see, the thing is, Bitcoin has evolved. You don't even have to do cold storage if you don't have the money. You can do like self custody even in an online wallet. You can do Blue Wallet. You can do Moon Wallet. Moon Wallet is supporting Lightning address. You know, you can just send your sats there with Lightning address, and it's totally free. 100 sats every day, and it is safe. So you don't have to have like, I have to buy a cold storage wallet that is still money. No, Bitcoin has evolved. Bitcoin is actually cheaper than any other money, any other currency.
That's a great point. Bitcoin has evolved and it will continue to evolve and improve because we have so many wonderful people in this space. Tell me about what freedom means to you.
Freedom. Freedom is doing what I want, whenever I want, with my own money that I keep by myself, without needing to get permission from anybody, without needing authorization with anybody, without needing to like wait for tomorrow because those are the working hours. I have the money with me. I can buy whatever I want, wherever I want, whenever I want. That is the pure meaning of freedom.
Yeah, I agree. I agree because that allows you to live the life you want to live and be who you
Exactly.
want to be, right? Your authentic self.
I keep saying that
Rather
if you
than
have
chasing the
Bitcoin
wind.
with you, you can live in a bush somewhere, provided you have internet.
Yui left us for a little while. We'll see if she comes back. But it's so wonderful to hear from people all over the world adopting Bitcoin in different ways with different ideas. And BitBiashara is such a wonderful name for a business. We wish Wangui the best of luck and all of Africa, all of the world, all of humanity will be a better place with Bitcoin. Please like and subscribe and sign up for notifications because I have wonderful guests from all over the world. I usually post on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and sometimes a bonus on Sunday. And I'd love to hear what questions you would like me to ask. So put that in the chat. Thanks a lot. Here's Wangui. We're almost at the end. Tell us where people can find you.
Where you can find me is on Twitter or X, however you call it. My personal account is Wangui Murathime at R Murathime. And then I have my business account, which is BitBiashara. On LinkedIn, I am BitBiashara. Facebook, BitBiashara. Instagram, BitBiashara. And our website is www.bitbiashara. We have a physical meetup coming up. That is in 2 weeks. So if anyone feels like they can support us, we will be very happy and we will be able to host more people than we anticipate.
Wonderful. So I will put links in the description
Yeah.
and let's hope we get lots of Kenyans coming to watch this episode.
Yeah, no problem. I will also send the link to my people and anyone else in this side of the world.
Well, thank you so much for joining me today. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was fun too. Thank you so much, Paula.
Good luck with your business.
Thank you. Bye.